Greetings again everyone, and welcome to another camera lens review thing. And the Nisi filter company have just put their second camera lens to market, and here it is, the Nisi 9mm f2.8. It's a fully manual, extreme wide-angle lens, currently just for Sony and Fuji's mirrorless camera systems with aps-c sized sensors, and I'm testing the Sony E-mount version today. Here's what the image looks like if you shoot on a full-frame camera in full-frame mode, so it's definitely for crop sensor camera users, as you can see. The lens's price will be in the description below, and I'd like to thank Nisi for sending me an early release copy of this lens for testing, although as usual this is a totally independent review. I'll be giving you the lowdown on all its strengths and its weaknesses. 9mm on an aps-c camera is about the full frame equivalent of 13.5mm, so this really is an extreme wide angle lens here. You'll be getting amazing pictures, but it's not always easy to compose them at such a wide angle, and it will certainly push your subject pretty far away from you. The maximum aperture of f2.8 is fairly bright too, letting in a decent amount of light for shooting in darker situations, and even for getting somewhat out of focus backgrounds if you get nice and close to your subject. This lens's build quality is simple and metallic, but overall it does look pretty nice. It's not especially big and only a little bit heavy. It's based on a metal lens mount with an eye-catching mustard yellow weather sealing gasket, which nicely matches the colour scheme of this YouTube channel. Then comes the aperture ring, which turns very smoothly and is evenly spaced. The metallic focus ring also turns very smoothly and a little heavily, and it's very precise for easy manual focusing. As you can see here, the lens displays almost no focus breathing. One nice feature of the lens is that it has a 67mm filter thread to it, which is as useful as it is unusual on such a wide-angle optic. You'll want to use a fairly slim filter with it though, to avoid any vignetting. My Marumi Fit and Slim circular polarizing filter did the job nicely. As I've mentioned before, this is a manual focus only lens, and it doesn't have image stabilization or any kind of electronic contacts for your camera. It does come with a nice little metal lens hood though. Overall, the build quality, design and fit and finish are quite lovely on this one. It's a nice little manual focus aps-c lens. Let's take a look at image quality now. I'll be testing it on an aps-c camera, obviously, my little 24MP Sony a5100. In the middle of the image, straight from f2.8, we see excellent sharpness and contrast. Let's see about the corner image quality. Sharpness has waved in and out just a little bit, but there's still some quite good detail happening in those corners, although the very edges are soft. Stop down to f4 and sharpness quickly improves to becoming very impressive from corner to corner. Nice. The lens stays this sharp down to f11, although stopping down to f16 brings about a little softness due to diffraction. Overall though, this is a pretty impressive performance. Picture quality is good at f2.8, and stop it down a little for excellent sharpness. Now let's take a look at distortion and vignetting. Some good news is that distortion isn't too high, with just moderate barrel distortion on display here. Less encouraging is the lens's huge amount of vignetting. Those corners are seriously dark. At f4, f5.6 and f8, those corners begin to brighten up. The lens's minimum focus distance is about 20cm, close enough at least for some smaller subjects. The good news is that the lens remains as sharp as ever at close distances. Let's see how it performs against bright lights now. We are seeing an average amount of flaring here, although it is at least fairly transparent, so it should rarely cause any problems in your images. While we're working in the dark, let's take a look at chroma levels. The good news is that, even at f2.8, any kind of chroma smearing on bright lights is absolutely minimal, and stop down to f4 for whatever was there to be gone. Let's zoom out and look for sunstars now. Even at f2.8, some sunstar effect was visible actually, but at f4 they've quickly become nice and strong. Stop down to f8 or f11 for them to get even better. Nice. Finally, let's take a look at this lens's bokeh. You have to shoot at f2.8 and get really close to your subject if you want any kind of background separation here. When you do, those backgrounds look just okay. Perhaps just a little nervous, but there's nothing too distracting going on here. Overall, well, I'm pretty impressed with how well this little Nisi lens performs. At f2.8, its sharpness was a little uneven, but stopped down to f4 to capture tons of detail in your images, and everything else about its optics, except for the heavy vignetting, was fine, just fine. I do especially like its impressive sun stars too. The build quality is very nice, colours and contrast all good. If you're in the mood for an extremely wide-angle lens for your Fuji or Sony aps-c camera, then this could well be the one, so it definitely comes recommended. Thanks for watching everyone, I hope you enjoyed this review and found it helpful. If you regularly watch my videos and find them helpful, then you might fancy checking out my Patreon page down in the description below. There, supporters of this channel get all kinds of exclusive bonus content, including bonus videos, and of course they get a warm fuzzy feeling inside for helping out this channel. Ciao for now.